Hey, what's going on, everybody? I don't know if I'm going to have anyone live in this talk. I now have the chat up on the side. I know I missed some people. Videos of repairing cell phones. Um, I have seen other videos on how to repair cell phones. There are a ton out there. They tell you what to go buy, and they tell you what tools to get, and they go from there. I want to do something a little different. I want to I'm just going to grab a phone from over here. Um, I want to actually go through. I thought someone opened my door. I want to go through and tell you the different level of tools. I want to talk about how you can go about it with a $10 toolkit. And I want to tell you how to go about doing it with thousands of dollars in tools. Okay. And what level you would need if you're going to do it. So my goal is today is I'm going to get an introduction video out Sunday. And my largest problem is, guys, is time. I'm always doing something, and it's really hard for me to get time for videos. That's why I do these live videos, but this camera isn't as good as I like, and I want to show you more detail in the phone than this can show. So I'm going to get my other cameras and position them, and I want to get, I got some Ion Pros I can put out and give you different angles and really get into some detail of board work and everything. I'm going to do everything now from beginner level repair to actual PCB board repair, okay? And I'm going to give you guys many methods. There's methods that work for me, and then there's methods that work for other people. Neither are wrong. It matters what works for you. I've seen people use ice cube trays to keep the screws. I actually have a mat that's meant for it, and I put it out and I'll map out the screws on phones I don't know. Now on an iPhone, I go. And you know, your S8s and S9 Samsungs, I just know where the screws go. I've taken them apart so often, so I gotta kind of slow my roll a little bit with these videos and go back to showing you guys how to map it out, because it's very important with these videos that the screws go back in the same spot, because some are longer than others. You don't want to damage anything with that. It's a really big deal. If I could take this one apart real quick. I mean, this here is a board, or the inside of an iPhone. This is a 6, I think. Yeah, this is a 6. I always have 6s torn apart. I'm getting a lot of 6s for repair because I think they crack a little bit easier than the iPhone 8s and iPhone 7s. And in my area, a lot of the prepaid places have 6s right now for really cheap. So I'm getting them in broken. I'm buying them and all this other stuff. But I'm starting to see the sale of iPhone 6s go down, but the repairs are still there for me. But this is the inside, and this is why I don't want to use this camera so much. This here is the battery. As you see, the battery is almost half of what you're seeing. Down here is the charging board. That's what I just call it. There is an actual name for it. This is Lightning. Up here, you're going to have your rear-facing camera. Your front-facing camera is going to be on the actual screen. If I could talk today, it's going to be right next to the earpiece. So when you get a cracked screen, I've seen people get these cracked screens and order ones that have the earpiece and all that, and they just transfer the home button, throw this away. Well, the earpiece is still good, and so is the camera. That stuff breaks too. So, and the screen that you get with the camera, I guarantee that camera is not as good. So, anyways, on them Chinese knockoffs, this is your motherboard, and this is just kind of a basic little rundown. This is your motherboard. This is the part that when you get an iCloud locked phone, this piece right here is what cannot be used any longer. Now I know someone's going to say you can unlock an iCloud lock phone. Well, guess what? It's not worth it. So there's parts in this board that you can actually use, even in an iCloud lock. For an iCloud or iCloud, for an iPhone 6, this is where all your LED digitizer, your earpiece, all that gets hooked up right here. It's hard to see. Do it this way. There we go. Right here, it's hard to see on this camera. Again, this is why between my fingers there is your Wi-Fi wire. It's easier if I do it this way. This one here actually has a SIM in it still. I do not have my SIM pin here, but I could pop that out. And this one is I got a Verizon in there. I was checking to see if it was locked. It's not locked. I think I don't have a black iPhone 6 screen, and I'm not spending the money on one, so it just sits over here in the corner until I get a locked phone in or something wrong with the phone, and I can change it out because it is broke. It's hard to see, but it's broke right there. So, I mean, it still works, but when I sell phones, they but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slow and I'm going to teach people. Like my first video is going to talk about tools you're going to need. And I know I got a video kind of out there about that already, but I'm going to go in detail. I'm going to give you links to some nice tools because some tools are cheap and they'll strip. And if you strip a screw in an iPhone, it's really going to be a pain in the butt. So I will give you that link to that lower end toolkit, but I will tell you my suggestion. Okay. And I don't expect people to go out and buy a $300 hot air station tomorrow. There are air stations that are perfectly good for a small time person to use. And I know some of the people on here that know me are going to say you're going to tell someone to go buy an $80 air station. Well, yeah, if you're not going to be doing it like 40 cell phones a day or whatever, you're going to be using it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. The cheaper air station and soldering station actually can and will work. And I'll tell you the difference between that $80 air station, soldering station, and the $500 ones. I'll tell you the difference and a difference in tips and what to do. And I'll teach you how to solder basic soldering. Maybe we'll get some NES boards out and NES meaning Nintendo boards, and show you how to solder on that because soldering on a cell phone is very difficult. I'm going to tell you that now. Unless you get a microscope, you're not going to do it. You can't do this with the naked eye. And I know someone's going to say, yes, you can. If you can, good job. The soldering, micro soldering is a very difficult thing without that microscope. And microscope, I mean, a halfway decent one's going to cost you $500. So, I mean, like the people are talking about investing in yourself into the course, investing in good tools also is investing in yourself and will make your job a lot easier. I promise you it will make it a lot easier. So I want to talk about the tools, what flux to use in soldering, because this is not going to be just cell phone repair. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what the difference in certain boards are in certain phones. Just because it's an iPhone 10 doesn't mean it has the same board for both iPhone 10s, and iPhone 8s and iPhone 7s. I want to talk about the difference in that. I also want to talk about basic screen repair and where to get proper screens. Now, when you buy knockoff screens, I'm going to tell you, you're getting a knockoff screen. Sometimes you're going to get a screen that don't work, but I will put my source in that video and say, these are where I buy my screens. They're not paying me to tell you guys where to buy them screens. These are trusted sources that I've used, and I know they'll like the business. They're not genuine Apple. You cannot. They're refurbished screens. But we can go from there and get you guys some nice screens and stuff like that. And also, I need to get my part list out there. I also will sell parts because now some of my parts are used and some are new. I do both. And some people frown on that, but I say This screen was 100% perfect and flawless. It didn't have that scratch in it. I could put this screen up for $20. It's an OEM Apple screen. It's a genuine Apple screen used. And if I put it up for $20, you're getting it cheaper than a knockoff, and it's going to be a genuine OEM. Now, I would not repair a customer's phone with a used screen unless they gave you the okay and you explained to them, this is a used genuine Apple screen, or we can get a third-party new screen. And we'll get into that in some videos also. But this Sunday, I'm going to have a video come out. I think I'm going to try to do 2, but I'm going to guarantee 1. I'm going to go over the basic tools. The basic tools needed just to change out the most common thing, the cell phone screen. So I want to talk to you guys about what you need for cell phone screen repair. All right. And then we're going to branch out. I'm going to say this is what you need for cell phone general repair for cell phone screen. And usually you can use them tools to do a charging board. You can do motherboard swaps. That's another thing we can get into. You can almost change anything on a cell phone with this basics kit. Now, is it going to be things that make your life easier? Yes. And I do have a lot of tools. I mean, that's a great for something. But, I mean, I got my favorite screwdriver set in a little baggie that sits down here in this drawer. Tweezers, I got tweezers in a little baggie. And yes, the baggies rip after a while, but that's how I keep them organized here. I cannot tell you guys how important it is for a good set of tweezers. I love this set of tweezers. This is my favorite one. I have big hands, huge. I'm 6'3", 290 pounds. I got big hands, and it's hard to pick up little screws. I use these a lot. But I'll tell you in a video what you have to do when you use these. You have to be careful. I got bags of picks, but we'll go over all this. I want to go over everything that you need to do a complete repair. And the second video I want to do is probably a tear down of a cell phone. We'll take a broken phone. I have plenty over here. Like, I have plenty. That's an HTC. Let's see. I got something here. Here's more screens. Hey, look, it's an iPhone 6 screen. It's white. Remember I told you I didn't have a black one? I guarantee I got some type of phone over here. We can open up a phone. I know I'll have a repair by then, and I'll videotape it. Of a teardown, total teardown of a screen of an iPhone. I mean, I'm going to take the screen off and show you guys how to put the screen back on. It's a very simple process. I'm going to really slow it down. I'm not going to be one of them people that sit there and go, change the cell phone screen in 5 minutes. I'm going to try to slow it down. It's going to take a little bit of effort from me. I might have to edit a lot, but I'll really slow it down and take step by step what to do and what tools you need and go from there. I really need to get this going for you guys, and I really need to show you guys what steps you guys need to maximize your profits. And I'm going to be doing these also. I know the video game people might watch this, and the computer people might watch this and say, well, you said you're going to do it for us too. I will do it for you guys too. And I tear down video games more than I do anything else. I mean, I could turn around here, and on this table behind me, I got like 7 NESs torn apart. So I apologize for not making videos. I do need to schedule time just to make videos for you guys. And remember, I do have that course, and I've really thought about it. I'm still going to do it, but I'm thinking about doing a repair course also, and doing something to help people repair. And it's just going to be thrown in that. I'm going to put in like certain computer repair. I'm going to put in certain cell phone repair and all that good stuff in there, to give a library for people, because there are some people that will put out there like reballing GPUs on HPs, the older HPs, and it's bullshit. It makes it work, but it's not a permanent fix. And if you're a computer technician, a Band-Aid's not a fix to me. So you'll hear honesty from me, what to do, what not to do. We're looking for, if you're going to get in the repair business, how to actually repair it, not make it go for a little bit. Okay. Also, another thing I wanted to do, and I want to talk about real quick, is people are asking me how to ship items. So I want to talk about that. I'm going to put that in a video, how to ship items properly, how important one of these things are. It makes life so much easier. And the scales to get. Someone's asking me about scales. I have 2 scales. I have one that goes up to about 7 pounds in ounces. Or it can go, it just tells me in to the ounce. That's what I meant to say. And then I have a big one that goes up to like 160 pounds. I actually got from USPS. So the scales and all that, we'll get into that. There's a lot of videos for me to do, and I'm up to 171 video topics. So some of the topics can fit in one video, but I'm up to about 171. I think it's going to be around 200 videos I'm going to have to make, and there's no way I can do that in a week, doing it properly. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time to grow and all that other stuff. So if you guys have any comments, comment below. And if you like what you see today, hit the subscribe button. If you want to hear my voice and know when I'm going to be live, make sure you hit the bell and make it go ding. I'm out.